It is the next day, and this is the result of all of those gingerbread cookies.
Jordan is like...
Alright, so I'm back in the bedroom office, and you know what that means? We'll be talking about a little personal finance. If you like the video so far, make sure you hit that like button, and let's continue. So something I have been passionate about privately for going on 5 years now, but it's not something I've really ever talked about, whether it's to my friends or for sure not to a camera. So if I seem a little awkward and rusty, that's why. But I want to sort of start this off with trying to explain why credit card debt is bad and how you can get out of it. Your debt is hurting your chances of success. There are a couple different kinds of debt. There are good debts and bad debts. And when I say bad debts, I don't mean like debts you've left unpaid and you're delinquent in your accounts. No, I'm talking about debts with high interest rates that are costing you money. Eventually, I do want to make a video about saving for retirement, investing, all that good stuff. But until you've got your debt under control, you can't really make any progress on any sort of saving. Now, I did mention there are good debts. These are debts that are, have an interest rate somewhere like 4% or less. Think a mortgage on a home, or oftentimes like student loan debt, car loans, hopefully. These are the kind of debts that you can pay off over time and still come out ahead from saving, investing, etc. Bad debts are going to be like your credit card debt. I mean, that's really the main one for most people, is credit card debt. Sometimes north of 20% interest rates. There's no way you can possibly get ahead while you're still paying off those astronomical interest rates. Let's assume conservatively that your return on investment in a low-cost index fund is somewhere around 5% per year. If you have a credit card, for example, that you're paying off with an interest rate of like 15%, any gains you may have otherwise gotten from your investments are going to be negated by the losses in your debts. So these are the kind of debts you really need to take care of before you think about saving. In my opinion, they're hurting you and you need to take care of them first. So how do you do that? Let's say you've got 3 credit cards, all at different balances, all at different interest rates. There's a number of ways you can look at this problem, and a lot of it has to do with what psychologically works for you. But a common payoff method is the Snowball Method. So let's say you are making minimum payments each month on your credit cards. Obviously, that's not really going to get you very far with high interest rates. So you need to pick one of them that you're going to pay off first. Now, you can think of this a few different ways. You could either pick your lowest balance so that you get that sort of psychological boost from paying it off quicker. It's going to be easier to pay a low balance off fast. Or you could think of maybe, to save the most amount of money possible, you'll pay off your high interest balances first. Now, whether or not that's a high dollar amount account with a lower interest rate, but your interest payments are higher on it, or it's just a purely high interest rate account. But whatever way you do it, pick one of those accounts to pay down first. Set up automatic payments on all of your credit cards. Just pay down the minimum on all the credit cards. Set that up, automatic monthly payment. You don't want to miss payments. You don't want to get any sort of late fees. That's just going to completely hurt any of your gains that you've gotten at this point, right? So get those going, automatic minimum monthly payments. But then on that one account, the one you've chosen that you're going to pay off first, you need to figure out the maximum amount I can put into this to pay this off as quickly as possible. Now, that's a whole nother video topic, which I think I will cover in the future, but you're going to have to figure out where in your life you can scale back your current spending and divert that money to paying off that debt. Paying these off, let's say it takes 6 months, or maybe you've got a lot of debt, maybe it takes 5 years, but at one point you're going to finish paying that off. And then you're going to take the money you were paying monthly towards that credit card and add it to the minimum payment on another card. Let me think of a better way to put that. Let's say you have credit card A that you've been making the $50 minimum monthly payment every month. And then you've got credit card B. This is the one that you've chosen to pay off first. Let's say your payments are $500 a month. Once that's paid off, take that $500, add it to the $50 that you're already paying for credit card A, so now you're paying $550 per month. Let that cycle continue until credit card A is paid off. And then let's say you have credit card C that you've been making $20 monthly payments on. Now take that $550, roll it in to that 20, so now you've got $570 per month. And so you see, especially if you've got a lot of accounts, this is just gonna like snowball, and like each account is gonna be paid off faster and faster and faster until you're out of debt. And then what you're gonna do now is never get in credit card debt again. I know that might be a lot more difficult than it is to say. Don't spend money on credit cards that you don't have in cash. Always make your payments in full every month, and also make sure you're setting up automatic payments for everything, because the last thing you want to do is get like a $35 late fee, and then it can snowball really quick into, you know, paying hundreds of dollars that you don't need to in like fees. So just don't let that happen and schedule automatic payments. It's the simplest thing. I hope that was helpful. I know not everyone watching this needs to know how to get out of credit card debt, but personal finance is something that I've been passionate about for, like, privately for probably the last 4 or 5 years, and I think it's time to start sharing some of that with you, my YouTube subscribers. So hopefully you're into that kind of thing. Subscribe if you are. I'll continue this Vlogmas, but I think I want to make the personal finance topics sort of a regular feature for the rest of the month, so you can hit the ground running in 2021 with a healthy financial plan.